Good afternoon and welcome to our BeSTies Beltran, Sai, and Tarog Investment Educational Webinar Series. This is your host, Cara from FirstMetroSec. Today we are currently on our 27th episode for this series and we are still on the IPO theme. Today's episode will be hosted by our market educator and consultant, Mr. Aaron Sai, with the topic A Trip Down IPO's Memory Lane. Later on, we will be learning about how IPOs work, how they have performed throughout the years, and also gain learnings and strategies that we can take away from successful and unsuccessful ones. Perhaps today's going to be a nostalgic webisode for our seasoned traders tuning in right now. And for those of you, if you're unfamiliar or are first timers, then this history class of some kind will be definitely worth your time. Just to add to that, our speaker, Mr. Aaron Sai, is also the one who conducts our advanced in-house learning series called Guided Investor, Fearless Trader, or GIFT. But more of that later. For now, settle down, grab a cup of coffee if you still can, and as we wait for others to start coming in this e-session. Let me also take this moment to invite everyone to participate in our Q&A later. If you have any questions in mind for Sir Aaron about the topic, feel free to send them in by using your webinar control panel, which you can access through the sidebar if you're on your desktops or by swiping left if you're on your mobile phones. And for those of you who are watching BeSTies for the first time ever, our weekly webinars are actually opportunities for you to win exclusive FirstMetroSec goodies. Our item up for grabs today is our FirstMetroSec Invest Now, Blank Later shirt. We hope you guys stick till the very end of this webinar to be able to qualify for the giveaway. And also, please don't forget to join the growing FirstMetroSec community on Facebook. There you can find the latest market news and updates, FirstMetroSec announcements and daily contests, and connect with your fellow traders or investors. Just proceed to www.fb.com/groups/FirstMetroSec to join. And now, moving on to why we're all tuned in this Monday afternoon, please welcome our speaker for a trip down IPO's memory lane, Mr. Aaron Sai.
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you, Miss Cara, for the introduction. Good afternoon for all the participants. I hope you've been well, even if the market is not too well. No, so well, ganun talaga. No, there are times that the market has been kind to us, and there are times that the market is a little tricky. No, to say the least. No, so ngayon medyo magulo yung market, no? I mean, by magulo, meaning no clear direction. No, if you look at the news, if you look at the charts, no, makikita naman natin na medyo parang ano pa, wait and see mode pa yung market natin, no. But while we're at it, no, for this webinar, I'd just like to take you down IPO's memory lane, no? So ano bang nangyari, no, for the past decade, no? Ano bang nangyari sa mga IPOs na in-issue sa market, and from these numbers, no, from this information, how we can learn from them and be guided by them when we make our investment decisions, especially when we participate in IPOs. So for this afternoon, we'll focus on the IPOs that have been issued for the past 10 years. So that could be from 2009 to 2019. Okay, so for the past 10 years, there have been 41 initial public offerings. No? So ito po yung mga um, first timers, no, first timers that are listed in the exchange, and they've done their introduction in the exchange through an IPO. No, as we know, there are some other ways to be listed in the stock exchange. Ang tawag na sa mga iba, mga backdoor listing, mga ganon, no, mga ibang options. But for this webinar's purpose, we will only be focusing on yung mga nag-IPOs talaga, as in yung mga nag-apply for the initial public offering and went through the process of the initial public offering. So for the past 10 years, those that made or did initial public offerings Ayan, 41 sila. And on almost all IPOs, no, in almost all IPOs, pag tinignan natin yung mga prospectus, pag tinignan natin yung mga pronouncements, or pag umattend ka ng mga briefing, almost all of them, sinasabi nila na ang proceeds, no, yung makukuha nila sa IPO, especially yung tinatawag natin na primary offer, no, meaning the part of the shares na ino-offer nila for IPO na talagang mapupunta sa company. No? As we know, minsan may mga IPOs na may tinatawag na secondary offer, meaning yung mga shares na binebenta ng kumpanya sa public during that IPO includes both the primary, yung bagong shares, unissued shares, thus yung pera na mapagbebentahan ng mga shares na yun would go directly to the company. And there are some tawag natin secondary shares, no, na meaning yung mga shares na yon were previously already owned or previously issued and already owned by the current private owners of the company, and they want to sell it through an IPO, no. But never that notwithstanding, no, makikita natin pag hinimay natin, no, when we scrutinize the prospectus and other documents relevant to the IPO, makikita natin almost all go to what we call capital expenditure or CAPEX. No? Okay. However, no, if you notice, kasi baka may mga iba sa inyo, parang hindi, actually marami nga, no? Maraming mga nakalagay sa mga prospectus nila for general corporate purposes. Ganon, no? However, pag hinimay mo ulit yun, no, yung mga general corporate purposes, you'll see that almost all of those general, yung mga lump na figures sa general corporate purposes are still within the context of expansion, no? Meaning there are expenditures or expenses or sabihin natin mga financial need, yung mga kailangan paggagastusan ng kumpanya in line din dun sa pag-expand nila. Kaya sila nag-IPO, which is consistent din naman sa usual natin na alam kaya nag-IPO ang mga companies, no? Mostly ang mga companies na they do an IPO to really raise money, no, instead of siguro mangutang sila sa bangko, no, which would entail interest, no, interest expense on their part. Why not just invite other investors, in the case of IPO, the public, to invest and be part owners of the company by asking them some capital, no, para matupad or ma-achieve ng company yung mga goals nila, no. So katulad ng mga recent IPOs natin, no, nakita natin ang karamihan ng mga purpose nila are to expand their network, no, kung sa Robinsons Retail yan, to expand their network of yung mga retail shops nila. Pag sa Cebu Pacific yan, bumili ng mas maraming eroplano. Kapag sa yung recent na bawa yung sa KPPI or Axelum, no, yung sa KPPI parang bumili ng lupa since they are property companies. Pag sa Axelum, they want to establish other selling channels and production channels sa iba pang mga lugar sa mundo, no, so that they can be closer, no, or sabihin natin explore other markets para sa mga products sila, among others, no. Yung iba na mga previously issued IPOs, katulad more specifically yung CEMEX, no, we've learned na bulk of the proceeds from the IPO really went to repayment of debt, no. Parang may utang sila dati, para mabayaran nila yung utang na yun, nag-IPO sila, tapos yung nakuha nila sa IPO, pinambayad nila ng utang. Pero pag tinignan mo kung bakit sila nangutang din sila for the purpose of expanding their business. So parang ano lang, naging ang explicit lang na purpose ng pag-IPO nila was to repay the debt, pero kung nauna lang sana yung IPO, no, compared to them taking out the debt, yung CAPEX sana for expansion ang naging purpose ng IPO. But nevertheless, no, all those notwithstanding, pag na usually, no, unless clearly and explicitly stated, usually when we talk about IPOs and based on sa mga nakita natin for the past IPOs, usually ang purpose talaga nila is as expected yung mga goals and objectives nila, which are normally to expand their current businesses. Okay. In terms of size, no? On the average for the past 10 years, the average size of an IPO was about 5.6 billion pesos, no? So on the average, for the past 10 years, the average size of the issue of IPO is around 5.592 billion pesos, no? The biggest in the last 10 years was actually Cebu Pacific, no? Close second yung Robinsons Retail around 26.7 billion, no? But the biggest still is the Cebu Pacific, which was issued in October 2010. No? So maganda ba yan? Mamaya titingnan natin. No? But and the smallest, although this is for verification, no? Parang medyo naliliitan ako. Pero based on Bloomberg data, the smallest for the past 10 years, which was issued in September 2009, was DNA, no? Philab Holdings, no? Philab Holdings, with only 20 million raised in the market. No? So parang medyo maliit. So that's for verification. Pero as to provide us perspective, yan, no? 6 billion on the average, no? And so far for the past 10 years, the biggest IPO we've experienced, no, was about 26.8 billion. Yan yung sa CEO Pacific. So as you can see from this pie chart, no, a good almost two-thirds, no, almost 68%, no, 68% of the IPOs that have been issued for the past 10 years were really in the range of less than 5 billion pesos, no? Less than 5 billion pesos. So, yung iba medyo nahahatak nila na kaya nahatak yung average na more than 5 billion kasi mas malalaki yung may mga mas malalaki na more than 20 billion, no? Pero yung bulk, no, yung bulk in terms of numbers, most of them are lower than 5 billion pesos. Actually, medyo split siya, no? Yung lower than 1 billion, 34% now. So almost a third talagang ano lang, maliliit lang or less than 1 billion, no? Yung another third, 1 billion up to 5 billion pesos. No? So yan yung mga concentration ng mga nag-IPO sa atin so far for the past 10 years. Okay, let's talk about performance, no? Kamusta naman ba, no? Kung mag-i-invest ako sa IPO ngayon, of course gusto kong kumita, no? Um, yung mga dati bang IPO sa Pilipinas, at least for the past 10 years, kumita ba sila? No? Or umangat ba yung presyo from the IPO price? No? Gaano kabilis umangat? Gaano kalaki umangat? Kung may bumagsak, gaano ba kalaki yung binagsak? Tsaka, bumagsak ba agad? Parang gano'n, no? Pagka IPO. No? So, let's take a look at the numbers. Okay. So, first question, no? Yan. No? So, fresh from KPPI a few weeks back, hindi malayo na medyo may konting expectation for the upcoming, no? Medyo madami, may Axidum ka pa, may All Home ka pa, siguro mag-i-issue pa yung Frutas and some several others pa, no? Before the year end yata, no? May mga konting expectation, uy, laki ng kinikita sa IPO, no? Parang quote unquote lagi nagsisiling kapag agad, no, or lagi nagsisiling agad or lagi nagsisiling on the first day ang mga IPO, no. So totoo ba 'yon? Do all IPOs reach ceiling on the first day? Definitely not, no. Since hindi, no. Actually for the past 10 years out of the 41 IPOs, anim lang, no, anim lang ang nagsiling on the first day. Okay, sino-sino yung mga yan? Of course, hindi natin makakalimutan, no? Double Dragon from par 2 pesos, no? Around 250 yata. Nakalimutan ko na yung price ni Double Dragon, no? Double Dragon reach as high as 80 pesos, no? Yung highest niya, all-time high niya, no? Nung first day niya, same as with the others, yan si Cole, yan si Haven, no? Quick trivia lang, si Haven in all categories, no? 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, and to date, no, meaning up to now, no, si Haven ang leader talaga, no, in terms of price performance, no. Okay, of course si Surpass, no, ceiling din yan, no. So later on alam niyo na yung lesson natin, no. Si Surpass ceiling din yan nung first day niya, SBS, and of course si Crown, no, yung manufacturer ng mga industrial pipes. Okay, no. So itong mga to, ceiling sila on the first day, but ang tanong nun, did they remain bullish, no? Bakit? Why would this question be relevant to you? basically ano ba ako magiging greedy ba ako na hindi, sige hawakan ko lang yan, hindi ko muna ibebenta agad yan. Kahit na lumipad siya for the first day, hindi ko muna ibebenta. Baka pag hinawakan ko yan siguro at sabihin natin at least a year, baka mas malaki pa yung kita ko. Totoo ba yun? No, totoo ba? O, tignan natin. Okay. So, for some, it was actually true, no? But for some, medyo bumaliktad. Okay, no? So, as we can see, Double Dragon, si Surpass, no, and si SBS, medyo lumipad pa, no? Medyo lumipad pa after their first day ceiling. If you reckon, no, the first year return, yung 1 year return niya from the issuance date or from the listing date, medyo lumipad pa siya, no? Si Double Dragon more than 4 times pa, no? Si Surpass more than 3 times pa, no? Si SBS more than double pa. Okay, no? Pero si Haven tsaka si Crown, well, medyo umangat ng konti, 50% up na sila ng 1 day nila, ng first day nila, no? Pero 1 year return, di pala ano si Haven, no? 1 year return, konti lang, no? 2% lang ang inangat ni Haven, no? But si Crown mga roughly around 10% lang, no? So may case ba na humawak ng mga stocks na nag-ceiling for the first day for the year? Okay? May case ba, halimbawa nakakita ka ng isang stock na nag-ceiling on its first day, na either bumili ka pa at ceiling on the first day or meron ka na ng IPO, nag-ceiling ng first day, hindi mo pa binenta. Expecting or anticipating that if you hold it for longer time, sabihin natin in this case 1 year, no, mas kikita ka pa. Okay. Sabi ng numbers natin dito, dun sa 6, no? 6 lang actually ang ceiling for the first day dun sa past 10 years na IPO. Sabi ng mga examples natin dito, meron kang reason, no? Although of course, meron ding mga example ng coal. Yan, no? So si coal, bumaligtad siya, no? May 50% higher na siya nung first day niya hanggang bumagsak ulit na ended the year at in the red, no? Negative 4% siya. Okay. So, yan. 1 year return. How are they today? No, the same set of stocks, kamusta sila ngayon? So, for example, for Double Dragon, April 2014 siya in-issue, no? So ngayon more than 5 years na siya, no? For Haven, June 2016. So ngayon 17, 18, 19, 3 years na siya, and so on and so forth, no? So kamusta naman sila ngayon? So on the average pala ito 2014, 2015 sa mga 4, 5 years, no? Now how are they today? Okay. So the same set, ito na sila ngayon. Okay. So sa mga nag-ceiling nung first day nila, first day of trading nila sa PSE, 4 na lang out of the 6 ang nag-remain higher, no, than the IPO price, no. So si Double Dragon, ayan, si Haven pala, no. Si Haven all time siya ang pinakamalaki, no, 4,000%, no. So ilan yan naman, hindi ko nabibilangin, so sobrang dami niyan, no. SBS and of course si Crown. Although si Crown, kung makikita nyo, parang yung first year, end of year 1 price niya, parang siya pa rin, no? Kasi 50% up pa rin, mas bumaba pa nga konti. Pero notably, no, si Cole at si Surpass, no, of course, alam natin yan, si Cole at saka si Surpass, medyo ano na lang siya, medyo a quarter na lang, no, ang natira doon sa IPO price niya. So, yun. Okay. So, next, do all IPOs go up on the first day, no? Lahat ba ng nag-IPO, kahit hindi lumipad, kahit hindi nagsiling, basta umakyat, lahat ba umaakyat on the first day? The answer is no pa din, no? Pero there's a good chance. Actually better chance na siya, no? Kung kanina only 6 out of the 41 na nag-IPO for the past 10 years ang nag-ceiling or nag 50% return or 50% up for the first day, medyo maliit, no? Medyo maliit yung percentage, no? Pero ngayon, almost three-fourths ng nag-IPO for the past 10 years went higher on the first day. Okay, so mas may probability nakikita ka na. So ikaw, kung ikaw yung tipo na medyo malaki ang nakuha sa allocation, for example, no, umaasa ka na parang siguro sa first day pa lang mabebenta ko na yan, no. Historically ba, no? Um, lahat ba ng IPO nag-up on the first day? The answer is no. Pero there's a good chance that it will. Three-fourths in this case. Okay, no? 31 out of 41. Tama ba? 31 out of 41 ng IPO for the past 10 years gained on the first day. Okay. Amongst the 10, no, na hindi kumita, no, amongst the 10 na hindi umakyat ng first day, eto sila. Yan, okay. So, kung kanina ang tanong natin, lahat ba ng nag-IPO up for the first day? The answer is no. Pero 31 out of 41 ang umakyat. Yung the rest, which is 10, no, bumaba. So may bumababa pala, no? On the first day of IPO pa lang. The answer is yes. Okay. And the biggest or the bigger of the 10, ito silang anim, no? Yan, si DMW, no? Si DM Wenceslao went 14.5% lower at on IPO date, no? On first trading date. Pure Gold went 12% lower, no, on the IPO date. Discovery World, no, yung may-ari ng Discovery Boracay, Discovery Tagaytay, no, among others. Yeah. Discovery World went almost 11.5%. Emperador, although hindi ito yung Emperador na ngayon, no, meaning si Emperador kasi went backdoor listing, no. Ang nag-IPO that time, December 2011, was yung binili nilang IPO vehicle, which was TSI, no, at somehow a technology company, no. But nevertheless, that IPO went south 7.78% on the IPO date, no. RRHI negative 2.59%, no, and of course Chelsea, no, Chelsea Logistics, which was down 1.12% on market debut. Okay. Ang tanong naman, no, kung kanina, no, tinignan natin yung ceiling, did they remain bullish, no? Did they remain bullish 1 year tsaka hanggang ngayon? Etong mga to, losers sila on the first day, but did they remain losers? Okay? Did they remain losers? Okay. So first, measure natin from the date of first trading to first year return, no? The date of the first traded in the PSE to 1 year from that date. Okay. So si DMW down pa din, no, nung uh, 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 first birthday niya, basically, no, down 18.75%. But Pure Gold, Emperador, and RRHI actually had a good run, no. For in the case of Pure Gold and Emperador, more than double pa nga, no, more than double than their IPO price, no. Unfortunately for Chelsea, malalam natin yan kung anong nangyari dyan. And of course, yung kay DWC, yan, so the DWC, si Discovery World, medyo nangalahati pa siya, no, as of its first birthday in the exchange. Okay, no. So, yun. Okay. So, how are they today? Same thing, no? Same thing. Yung mga losers nung first year nila, which was losers nung first day nila, and remained losers ng first year nila, hanggang ngayon loser pa din, no? Mas mababa pa rin yung mas mababa pa rin yung presyo nila compared to their IPO price as of today, no? Considering halimbawa si DWC was issued November 2013, no? Um, so 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, no? Almost 6 years na listed sa market pero hindi pa rin siya nakaka-recover, no? Si DMW, DM Wenceslao actually went higher than IPO price already. Kaya lang bumaba lang sila with the current issue sa mga pogos, no? At saka 1 year, more than 1 year pa lang din naman siya. So siguro meron pang chance umakyat, no? Si Chelsea, ayan, medyo matagal-tagal na rin, no? Mga 2 years out na rin. Pero yan, medyo one-third pa rin ang value niya, no? Or yung IPO price na ang down, no? As of September 26. Okay. Next question. Okay, hindi naman ako chupitero, for example, no? Hindi naman ako kaya ko magantay, no? Kaya ko magantay. Hindi ko balak magbenta on IPO date, no? Kahit 1 year, pwede ako magantay, no? Siguro naman, sure na ako nakikita niyan, no? So, if I can wait for a year, am I sure to gain from my investment in an IPO? Well, unfortunately, the answer is still no, no? Dito naman, kalahati lang actually, more or less, kalahati lang ng mga nag-IPO for the past 10 years ang umakyat at the end of the first year, no? So compared to the IPO price, 21 out of 41, which is roughly 50% lang ng mga nag-IPO for the past 10 years ang up ng first birthday nila. Okay, so medyo 50-50, no? So medyo quits, no? So wala tayong makuha probability masyado dyan, no? Okay. So as far as those stocks that were still down on their first birthday in the exchange, eto sila, no? So kahit na isang taon ka na, no, isang taon na sila sa exchange, down pa rin sila. Ito yung mga pinakamalalaki, no? Yan. Of course, the DWC on its first birthday sa exchange, half. Same as Kalata, roughly same si SSP, no? Si House actually bumagsak din siya nung first year niya sa exchange, no. RHI, no, also went lower, and of course Chelsea, no. Yan. Okay. What if I can hold it for long term, no? Ano ba ibig sabihin ng long term? Sabihin natin more than 1 year, no. In this case, sabihin natin more than 3 years, no. The answer is still no, no. 11 out of 41, so a good 25% pa rin ng mga nag-IPO for the past 10 years, we're still down even after more than 3 years of trading in the PSE. Okay, tatlong taon na po ang inantay. Siguro medyo fairly long term na yon, no? Pero hanggang ngayon di pa rin nakakabawi. Okay, by bawi meaning lower pa rin than the IPO price. Okay, so yan. Okay, so these are the performance of this stock from first trading day, respective first trading days up to last week, no, September 26, 2019. Of course, si Surpass, si CHP, si Cole, kanina pa yan si Cole, no? Yan, si SSP, SSI, and of course si RWM, no? Kaya nga nung ngayon nagtatry, no, hindi, nagde-delist, no? Nag-file for delisting si RWM. Medyo may mga caps that somehow voice their feelings, no, that the price didn't even go to or above the IPO price, no. And again, as of last week, it was still down half, no, or more than half pa nga ng IPO price. Okay, so may mga ganun. Okay. Yan, sila Mrs. G, ganyan pa rin, almost 40%. Si DWC, so si Discovery pa rin yan. Cebu Pacific, no? Although si Cebu Pacific, 125 IPO, umakyat siya ng, I think, more than 130, no? Tapos bumagsak siya hanggang 40, no? Not very recently, pero in recent siguro last year, no? Naka-recover siya to more than IPO price or around IPO price, pero ngayon bumaba ulit siya. So less than 100 ulit siya. So 26% down ulit siya, no? And of course, PBB, no, Philippine Business Bank and Asia United Bank. Okay. Next, the size matter, no? May mga nagsasabi, no, na kapag maliit yung IPO katulad na sa KPPI, no, mas likely na umakyat, or sabihin natin mas likely na lumipad. Pag medyo malaki yung size ng IPO, mas likely na or mas malaki likelihood na bumagsak or sabihin natin hindi masyado gumalaw. Okay, no? So again, as mentioned kanina, 68%, no, of IPOs were below 5 billion pesos. Okay. So 34% yung below 1 billion, another 34% yung lagpas ng 1 billion pero less than 5 billion pesos. Okay. But we saw that ceiling place, no, yung kanina rin tinignan natin, sila Double Dragon, sila Cole, sila Haven, sila Surpass, SBS and Crown, no? These are the same set kanina, no? We have observed that they belong to that 200 million to 1.4 billion issue size range, no? So pinakamaliit dito si Crown with 200 million, pinakamalaki dito si Surpass, no, with 1.365 billion pesos, no? So yung mga nagsisiling play nandun lang dun sa range na yun, 200 to 1.4 billion pesos. However, dito ka sa range na to based on history, based on what we saw in history, no? Dito sa range na to sa 200 to 1.4 billion, diyan natin nakita yung mga nagseeding for the past 10 years. Pero if we look further, no, if we look for a 1-year return, average 1-year return, the 1 billion to less than 5 billion range has actually performed better than the rest, no? So if you can see this table, no, the last column to the right, no, the average 1-year return of those 14 IPOs with issue size of more than of a billion to less than 5 billion was actually around 77.61%. Okay, no? So, yung mga less than 1 billion to mga 1.3 billion ceiling plays. Okay. On the first day. Pero if for 1-year return, if you want to eke out or to extract more value from your investment, no, if you are looking at the size as a determinant of a possible return, no, based on history for the past 10 years, those that issue 1 billion but less than 5 billion IPO size actually perform uh, way better, no? Way better if measured uh, ver, using the average 1-year return. Ay, no, so ganon, no? Sa average first day return, actually, siya pa rin yung superior, no? Pero pag nakita natin yung sa individual stocks na, no, siguro will still have a bias no sa mga mas maliliit, no, meaning sabihin natin baka mas mahatak nila pataas yung return, no, since those are the ceiling plays. Okay, and as we can see, no, from this table, yung mga more than 20 billion pesos na IPOs on the average, no, on the average, kahit sa first day, yung tatlong nag-IPO na more than 20 billion ang issue, that those were Cebu Pacific, RHI, and CHP, no, CEMEX. On the first date, on the average, 2.36% lang ang inakyat nila. But on the average, for the 1 year, medyo down sila by almost 20%. Okay, we'll look into that later on. Okay, ito na pala. Okay. So IPOs with issue size of more than 20 billion have been lackluster at best. Okay, so ito yun. So Cebu, RHI, and CHP. No? So 26 billion, 26 billion, 25 billion. Si SEB, first day return 6.4%. Sa kanilang tatlo, siya na yung pinakaumangat, no? From IPO price on the first day return, no? Pero 1-year return niya 40% down. Okay, and as of now underwater pa siya, no? Meaning lower than IPO price pa siya. CHP, same thing, no? Same thing. Si CHP went higher by 3.26% on its first day. 1-year return, one-third down, 33% down. And now it's 75% down as of September 26, 2019. Amongst the three, isa lang ang up ngayon, si RHI lang, no. 26.79 billion IPO 'yan. Okay. First day return 2.59%, down siya, no, down, no. Pero nung 1 year, yung first birthday niya, it was up 16%. As of today, or as of 26 September 2019, last week, no, up na siya from IPO price ng 36.21%, no. It is equivalent from the date of issue niya, no, from the date of issue niya to September 26 is equivalent to around 5.4% compounded annual growth rate, which is somehow um, angat ng konti, no? Angat ng konti than the CAGR or compounded annual growth rate of the PSEI during the same period at around 4.7%. No? But nevertheless, medyo mababa, no? Compared to other IPO size. Okay. Yan. So in summary, no, what do these numbers tell us? Okay. So key messages. Again, there have been 41 IPOs in the Philippine Stock Exchange for the past 10 years. May mga iba na bagong kumpanya pero hindi nag-IPO, no? So parang yan sila Bloomberry, no? Yung mga ano yan, mga backdoor listing yan, no? Hindi sila yung hindi sila yung company na nag-undergo ng IPO, no? So 41 lang in the past 10 years. So natuloy. Common use of bulk of their IPO proceeds usually CAPEX, no, capital expenditures, more on the expansion of their plants, of production plants, more on the sabihin natin parang si Wilcon, gusto nila mas maraming Wilcon stores are across the Philippines. Parang halimbawa, ano ba? Halimbawa sila GT Capital, no, nag-IPO sila. Ano naman, parang since conglomerate siya, holdings company, so more on either buying subsidiaries or increasing their stakes in some subsidiaries and so on and so forth. No? So more on the capital expenditures. No? Again, the size range from low of 20 million, subject to verification. I'm sorry about that. No, to up to the biggest 26.8 billion. Average is about 5.6 billion pesos. And again, 68% of IPOs have issue size of less than 5 billion pesos. So medyo fairly tilted towards the medyo mas maliliit na IPO yung mga nakikita natin for the past 10 years. Okay. Not all IPOs reach ceiling on day one. So kalimutan nyo na yon, no? Only 6 out of 41 ang nag ceiling, no, on their first day in the exchange, and some of them even faltered, no. So medyo bumagsak pa moving forward, no. Some IPOs naman, kabaligtaran, went down on day one, but katulad nila Pure Gold, among others, no, recovered strongly in the medium or long term. No, okay. And some IPOs remained underwater even after 1 year. Some even after more than 3 years. So hindi po ito pahabaan ng hawak. Okay, no. Yan. Next, ceiling plays were concentrated, no, were observed to be concentrated within the issue size of 200 million to 1.4 billion pesos. So medyo fairly medyo maliliit, no? Medyo maliliit. 1.4 yan. 1.365 billion si surpass yan. Medyo exciting proposition at that time, no, which again we know now that there are some risk in those kinds of exciting IPOs. Yeah. But 1 year return are highest for those with the issue size of 1 to 5 billion pesos. Okay. So compared to with others, medyo low 20s, medyo yung iba nga single digits pa. Yung 1 year return ng mga IPOs with size of 1 to 5 billion pesos, 77% on the average. Okay. Performance of IPOs, yung mga medyo malalaki, no, last but not the least, performance of IPOs with issue size of more than 20 billion were lackluster at best. Okay, so there. Thank you very much. No, thank you very much for joining me to a trip down IPOs memory lane. No, if you have questions, I hope I know the answer. I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that very insightful discussion, Sir Aaron. Great to have learned about the IPOs and how they performed before. Now, this could give us an idea on how we can gauge and strategize our footing in the upcoming IPOs that we would be interested to partake in. Now, who would knew a history class, particularly about IPOs, would be so filled with takeaways, right? Okay, so now as we head on to today's Q&A, I would just like to remind you that you can send in your questions for Sir Aaron to answer. You can send them in through your webinar control panel. Okay, sir, are you ready to accommodate their questions?
Sure, sige, subukan natin.
Okay, so let me start with a question that was sent in through the webinar. Hi, Sir Aaron. Have you participated in an IPO before? Any particular favorite?
Yes, of course. No, I participated in some IPOs. Pure Gold, I joined Pure Gold. Before, I participated in IPO Phoenix. No, um, I took I took some KPPI. No, konti lang. No, ano ba? Actually, mm, parang yon lang yung mga notable, no, yung mga IPOs na yon. Pure Gold, si MRSGI, I took some of that. Chelsea, I took some of that, no. Pero yun, no, I learned no, I learned from those mga IPOs.
All right, thank you for that, sir. Second question we have here, actually a very heavy knit question we have. What is your assessment of CapWealth, Axelum, All Home, Frutas, Calcomp? How do you encourage how do you encourage other privately owned companies to go public?
How do I encourage other privately owned companies? Okay. For the recent IPOs, actually for 2012 yata si KPPI lang una, no. KPPI, as shared with some people who've asked this to me, no, is a fairly small company which has all the elements of a possible, ano ba, sabihin nating speculation, no. So maliit siya, hindi siya masyado pinag-uusapan, hindi siya masyado kilala ng iba, although yung iba medyo familiar pero not everybody. And price action uh, based trading would actually can push price higher, and it did, no. Nakita natin yung magandang performance ng KPI recently. The next IPO I think is Axelum, no, and close after is All Home, no. Between the two, of course, All Home is more familiar, but then again, tulad nga sinabi natin sa slides natin kanina, based on history lang, and based on the performance relative to size, no. Pag medyo ganito kalaking IPO, si All Homes is around 20 billion then or more than 20 billion. Medyo mabigat siguro sa market to push. But nevertheless, no, if you can hold on to it for a longer time, as long as, okay, no, ito ang qualification po, hindi yan, wala yan sa pangalan, wala yan sa familiar, wala yan sa wala yan sa lagi mong pinupuntahan, no? Of course, they can play a part, no? Pero if you are investing in IPOs, always remember that you're still investing in companies. No? Ito yung mga stats na pinag-usapan natin. Ito lang yung mga corroborating evidence from the actual historical IPOs, no? Which tell us na there are some IPOs, the performance of some IPOs are somehow tilted towards some size or towards some companies, no. In the case of All Home, as long as, or the bigger IPOs in that case, no, I think the bigger IPOs hospital, no, coming, although wala pang mga final pricing. Always when you're buying IPO, you're buying a company. Take that perspective, no. As long as the business is um, seen by you or by any diligent investor to be good in specific metrics of profitability, financial strength, and sana management, and of course valuation, then that could be a good investment. No, that could be a good investment. As for the last part of your question, how can we sabihin natin invite or incentivize yung mga private companies to go public. Actually, there are pros and cons to listing your companies in the stock exchange. No, of course, the biggest pro would be getting money for for the achievement of your goals, no, for your corporate objectives, kung gusto mo palakihin or to sabihin natin to expand your vision, no. But some are shying away from doing an IPO because of the increased scrutiny, etc. No, but then again, if the company is really doing good, if the business is really that sabihin natin feasible, no, talagang mabenta, talagang kumikita, I think maganda rin, no, to invite the public into it, no, para mas parang sabihin natin shared commitment, no, in building up that worthy cause, parang ganon, no.
Thank you for that, Sir Aaron. Next question we have here. What are the biggest risks for Axilum and All Home?
The biggest risk, as always, again, sa for the past IPOs, as mentioned, almost all of the IPOs, uh, their stated purpose, laging CAPEX, no? Laging expansion, no? Kahit yung mga nagbabayad ng utang, kaka-expand lang kasi nila, kaya nangutang sila, ngayon gusto nila bayaran through the IPO, parang gano'n. So, laging expansion or almost always expansion, no? The biggest risk, I think, would always be execution. Okay, so parang kapag nakakuha ka ng ganitong kalaking pera from the public through an IPO, it's one thing to get the money, it's another thing to deploy it, and it's another thing to deploy it properly, and it's another thing to deploy it profitably, no? So kaya dito mahalaga yung management, eh. Dito mahalaga yung management. Minsan nagiging secondary pa nga yung product, no? Although syempre mahalaga na yung product and services ng company that you're interested to buy an IPO in, no? Is really superior or may market, maganda ang margins, talagang kumikita, may sustainability, no? Ang tawag namin is visible yung earnings, no? Not only in the past, syempre 2020 yung past, no? Not only the present but also in the future, na medyo visible. So in the case of in terms of sabihin natin, you don't see demand for their products and services waning for the at least for the next X years, no, 3 to 5 years, usually, no. But then again, no, kahit sabihin mo maganda yung negosyo mo, kahit sabihin mo maganda yung product mo, if the management, no, as we have learned from some IPOs which happened in the past 10 years, no, na na-delist na ngayon, uh, may mga management na may tendency to be not so good, no, na yun nagiging result, no. Pero kung nakakita ka ng management or yung nakita mo yung sa IPOs, medyo believe ka sa management, talagang may track record sila, talagang mababait sila, at they take good care of their people, talagang they even take care of the community, no, and they're really on top of things. Kahit anong itanong mo sa kanila, they can answer with numbers, with conviction, with update, no? So talagang ramdam mo na they're on top of these things. So in that case, you gain more conviction in being an investor, aka part owner of that company. So mas may confidence ka, no, to be investing, no, in that IPO.
Thank you for that, sir. Another question that we have here. Good day, Sir Aaron. I entered an IPO last year. Until now, I'm on a losing side. What's the best time to exit as far as their financial reports? Nag-profit naman sila.
Mm. Well, uh, as presented kanina, no? So may last year ka, so sabihin natin 1 year ka pa lang na nag-i-invest no, sa IPO na yon, no? Ano bang mga nag-IPO last year, no? Shell ba last year? O huhulaan ko na lang yung hawak mo. Anyway, nakita natin sa slide kanina, may mga stocks na after 1 year, hindi pa rin bumabawi. Worse, may nakita tayo kanina na even after more than 3 years, hindi pa rin nakakabawi. So anong message? Okay, anong message? Well, again, first, consistent with what we said kanina, dati, no, sa mga old besties natin, well, first and foremost, you have to choose well. No, you have to choose well. You have to do your homework uh, kung ano yung mga hinahanap mo sa isang company, no? Which is most likely yun din naman ang hinahanap ng maraming investors sa isang company, no? Again, that will be profitability, financial strength and valuation, and of course management, no? Uh, if your reason for investing at that time when you invest in that IPO still holds true today, and no, and if you can still actually hold them, no, hold them while hindi pa damaged yung mga or hindi pa impaired yung reason mo for really buying them when they did an IPO, then you can actually hold them in your portfolio still, no? Okay. Kaya lang, no, kaya lang kung ikaw din naman yung tipo na marami ito sa Cebu Pacific, no? So if you remember sa Cebu Pacific, talagang umangat lang siya ng konti tapos bumagsak na siya. Yung iba hindi nag 125 yung IPO niya, tapos nag 100, tapos nag 90, nag 80, etc. Hindi nagbebenta kasi sa tingin nila mahahawakan nila for the long term, no? Ngayon medyo long term na ito, no, in the case of Cebu Pacific, pero hindi pa rin siya nakakabawi. Worse, may mga iba na ay hindi pala sila masyado long term, so nagbenta sila ng what 60, 50, 40 pesos, no? Which was a far which was a big loss, no, from the 125 IP. Ano message ko? Kung ikaw din pala yung tipo na magbebenta rin na pala ng malalim, no, might as well, no, might as well have a cut loss pa rin. Have a cut loss pa rin. Pag sa tingin mo yung stock is sabihin natin for some reason, no, again that's the message of the price action, no, for some reason it's really going south, breaching your risk limits, sabihin natin hanggang 5% ka lang loss, hanggang 10% ka lang loss. Kapag na-reach na yung 5-10%, 5-10%, get out. Kasi you wouldn't know hanggang gaano kalalim, plus you wouldn't know hanggang gaano katagal bago makabawi yan to IPO price, no? If you have that tendency to sell anyway. Okay. Pero if you are the type na halimbawa, kung halimbawa Shell PH yan, halimbawa Shell PH, okay pa naman ang fundamentals, okay pa naman ang dividends, no? At talagang medyo may pagka-dividend play siya in a sense, no? Although hindi siya masyadong mura, if you just like to continue to receive dividends, then at this price, no, at that current price, it offers the relatively, not the best, but relatively better dividend yield there is, no, in the market, no. So depende sa purpose mo and depende sa personality mo kung paano ka lalabas. Ang pinaka-importante, alam mo kung bakit ka pumasok at lumabas ka kapag hindi na totoo yung reason ba't ka pumasok. Second, labas ka or magbenta ka depende sa type of investor that you are. Yung investor type can hold for long term as long as the fundamentals are not impaired, or are you the trader type na um, nag uh, nagbebenta lang din naman when they lose. So better yet, lose less. No? So benta ka kapag na-reach na yung cut loss levels mo.
Thank you for answering that question, Siri. And I guess we have time for another question.
Sure.
Okay, so last question we have here. Hi, Sir Aaron. What's the approximate cost or expense for companies going IPO?
Iba-iba, no? Iba-iba. Usually the cost of companies doing IPOs are yung mga underwriting, yung mga due diligence na tinatawag, no? Kasi they have to engage third party, no? Ang tawag mga investment bankers, underwriters. They pay for the first transaction fee, no? As you have seen, walang transaction cost, no, for investors when they buy an IPO, no? So some part of it. No? So it actually ranges from siguro mga around 2 to 5% of the 2 to 5% of the total IPO proceeds. No? Again, it depends on the size, it depends on several other things. No? Pero nandun sa range na yun.
All right, thank you for that, sir. Thank you for accommodating our questions. And that is it for our Q&A. Thank you everyone as well for participating and sending in your questions. So if you have any additional questions in mind, just send them in through our email. That's events@firstmetrosec.com.ph, and we will have Sir Aaron do his best to accommodate these. And once again, we hope that through this episode you were able to gain something that can help you in your investing or trading journey, a journey we at First MetroSec want to share with you. To get up to date with our latest events and everything in between, like, follow, and subscribe to our social media channels on your screens. We're on your favorite social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Viber with the handle at First MetroSec. And that is it. This has been your host, Cara, with our speaker, Mr. Aaron Sai, wishing you a very happy Monday. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, with First Metro Securities, it's hashtag your future first.